And now we're back with one remaining race, the Santa Anita Derby. And let's update you on the odds for the Santa Anita Derby. $750,000 guaranteed over a mile and an eighth. And Sweet Catomine, of course, was the morning line favorite. You see the horses parading there. The odds. All right. And customer of the entry are long shots. Giacomo at 6-1. Sweet Catomine 4-5. Don't get mad at 6-1. And the other are long shots until you get down to Wilco at the bottom on the outside post at 4-1. So Sweet Catomine, the heavy odds-on favorite here to beat the boys. First time she's faced the males. And the horses making their turn around the walking ring in the paddock and will soon head out to the main track here. Here's the call to the post. With the elaborate call to the post, there's Wilco. Remember him from Lone Star. He's been battling some hoof problems, quarter cracks throughout this winter and spring campaign. But Craig DeLassy has him set to go postward today in the Santa Anita Derby. Not getting much respect at 4-1. And they're making their way through the tunnel, heading to the main track. The Santa Anita Derby field, a little surprising, Charlesy, that it was such a large field, 11 horses going postward, when Sweet Catomine everyone thought was going to be this odds-on favorite.
Well, I think her owner, Marty Wygod, was a little offended that she had not scared more horses away, but filly against the Colts, it's always a little bit of a question mark, and clearly nobody seemed to be intimidated by her, although they find out they were sadly wrong.
Number 1 is All Right. Only has a maiden win to his credit on the turf at Bay Meadows, ridden by Tammy Pierre Marini, who would be the first female jockey to win should she make the winner's circle today. The other half of the James McIngvale owned and N.J. Hines trained entry, the 1A is Customer, has only a maiden, is a maiden in only 3 career starts. Number 2 is Giacomo, who is named for the pop artist Sting's nickname for his son, Jack. Jerome Moss, the owner and breeder, founded A&M Records. There's the music connection. Giacomo going postward today under Mike Smith. The star of the show, number 3, is Sweet Catomine. We heard him singing the song, the Neil Diamond song, earlier. That's how she got her name, by Stormcat out of Sweet Life. And Sweet Catomine, sort of like Sweet Caroline. That's how she got her name. She's lost only once in her career. That was her first start as a 2-year-old at 5.5 furlongs. Corey Nakatani is up. Number 4, Don't Get Mad. Ron Ellis, the trainer, had Declan's Moon before he was sidelined his injury. The 2-year-old Colt champion and the favorite until he was sidelined. Don't Get Mad, second in the San Vicente, third in the San Felipe, both over a wet fast track here at Santa Anita. Number 5, Go Coyote Joe. 1 win in 4 starts, 4th to Declan's Moon, that coming in the Santa Catalina. Number 6 is General John. 3 wins in 6 starts, won the Turf Paradise Derby, but then was 8th at Gulfstream in the Fountain of Youth over a mile and an eighth, being bumped at the start. 7 horses, AP Arrow, a maiden. It's only his second. He was second in his only start. Trained by Dwayne Lucas, who of course has been a Derby and Triple Crown winning trainer on numerous occasions. Number 8, Wanna Win 'Em All, trained by 22-year-old Kristen Mulhall, who had Imperialist in the Derby last year. She would be the youngest trainer to win the Santa Anita Derby. Wanna Win 'Em All has a maiden win, then was second in the El Camino Real Derby at Bay Meadows. Number 9 is Buzzards Bay, winner of the Golden Gate Derby. Jeff Mullins trying to win the Santa Anita Derby for the 3rd consecutive year. Mark Guidry aboard. And number 10 is Wilco. This is his 14th start. He's the most experienced starter today. He began his career in England, winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, but winless in 2 starts since then. 3rd in the Hollywood Futurity and 4th in the San Felipe. Reunited with jockey Frankie Dettori, who took him to victory at Lone Star in the Breeders' Cup. Post time approaches for the Santa Anita Derby over a mile and an eighth. And Sweet Catomine, the overwhelming favorite to beat the boys in her first effort against the males and become only the 4th filly to win the Santa Anita Derby. She is at 4-5. Don't Get Mad at 6-1. Wilco is at 4-1. Mike Battaglia, who do you like?
Well, you know what, Tom? 4-5 on this filly. I think she's a super filly, but I can't honestly say that I could go up and bet on her at 4-5. If I'm betting my money, it's got to be on Giacomo. This horse has had 5 straight route races. He's won a race at a 1.125 miles. I'm sorry, he ran 3rd at a 1.125 miles. I don't like the way Going Wild ran in the wood, but I have to take the Colts. I think that he's got a shot. I think Don't Get Mad has got a shot. The filly can win, but 4-5, I got to pass on that one, Tom.
All right, so you're taking Giacomo at 6-1 currently. And Charles, you want to win them all. Young Kristen Mulhall, who has hit the big time in a hurry in her training career, at 18-1.
Well, she had imperialism last year in the Kentucky Derby. Her barn's gone a little cool right now, but she'll be back soon. And Want to Win 'em All ran well. She took him up to Bay Meadows for the El Camino Real Derby. He was a decent second up there. He's lightly raced, and we really, haven't seen all of him yet. Here we are at El Camino Real Derby, and he was coming from off the pace that day. The eventual winner, Uncle Denny, is long gone on the lead, but watch him close. I mean, he makes a very good effort here.
And Buzzards Bay also in this race, and Buzzards Bay trained by Jeff Mullins, who has upset the field the last 2 years in a row, including Castledale last year. Mullins would be the first trainer to ever train 3 consecutive Santa Anita Derby winners. As you look at Want to Win 'em All, trained by Kristen Mulhall, ridden by Alex Solis, who looks for his 4th victory of the day.
Alex Solis just coming back from a pretty serious injury, and seems to be back to his full self.
B. Wayne Hughes has already won the Illinois Derby and says he'll put up the $200,000, and hoping that Don't Get Mad can win here after he won the Illinois Derby earlier and has already Greeley's Galaxy headed to Churchill Downs.
Don't Get Mad hasn't had much experience on a dry track, and not at this distance, and both of those factors should play into his favor. I think he'll be very tough today.
Sweet Catomine into the gate. Look how big she is. Still at 4-5.
Here's General John B. Began his career down at Calder in Florida. Has been flying all over the country. He's kind of a hard trying horse.
Field of 11, including the entry here, going 1.125 miles, the purse $750,000. AP Arrow a little reluctant to load, but now goes in.
Kind of the mystery horse. He's a maiden only run 1 time. Everyone's trying to figure out what he's doing here.
And for the call of the Santa Anita Derby, let's go to Trevor Denman.
Just 2 left alone now for the Derby. Buzzards Bay, the first one of this pair to come forward, and Wilco and Frankie Dettori to the outside gate. Wilco up to the gate, goes in. All set now for the Santa Anita Derby. And away they go. Wilco on the outside broke well, but doesn't want to go for the lead. Buzzards Bay is right there. Now there goes General John B. up on the inside as customer in the white cap. Here's the filly Sweet Catomine getting a perfect spot in the white cap, just 2 off the leaders. All rights alongside of that with AP Arrow. Giacomo is back 4th last, but only 5 lengths off these leaders. They're not in that big a hurry. Want to Win 'em All back 3rd last. Don't Get Mad as 2nd last, and Go Coyote Joe last. 8 lengths would cover the lot. They run past the 3/4 pole, and Customer setting a slow pace in the Derby. Between horses comes General John B. Buzzards Bay is on the outside. Sweet Catomine tucked in the perfect spot early on is 4th down at the rail, and Frankie Dettori has Wilco right there, beautifully placed as well. AP Arrow has the white blinkers in the second flight of horses, then it's all right. We come back to Giacomo, who's now giving them 6-length start. Want to Win 'em All has 8 to make up. Don't Get Mad as 2nd last, a good 13 off his leaders, and Go Coyote Joe is last. Less than a half mile to go in the Derby. Buzzards Bay on the outside, Customer down at the rail, and General John B between them. Wilco and Sweet Catomine, they both beautifully poised, 4th and 5th, and let's see now. There goes Wilco on the outside. Frankie Dettori trying to keep Sweet Catomine in behind horses. Corey Nakatani's got nowhere to go. Giacomo is coming with a shot on the outside. At the top of the lane in the big one, Frankie Dettori asked Wilco to do what he's supposed to and strike the front, but Buzzards Bay goes on. Sweet Catomine is battling. Down the center of the track comes Giacomo. They come for home, Buzzards Bay. Wilco is right there, General John B. Giacomo, Sweet Catamine's well beaten. Is it Buzzards Bay in the Derby? Buzzards Bay in front, General John B. Buzzards Bay has won it to General John B. Wilco was right there third, Giacomo was fourth, and Sweet Catomine finished up fifth.
What about Jeff Mullins? That's 3 in a row. The first trainer to ever win 3 straight Santa Anita Derbies, and he does it with 3 long shots. Buzzards Bay and Mark Guidry holding on to win the Santa Anita Derby. And Sweet Catomine, the Wygods, Marty and Pam Wygod, the owner and breeder of the champion filly, saw her move into contention on the inside. Frankie Dettori on Wilco was intent on keeping her trapped inside. Didn't have anywhere to go, and then Chelsea flattened out.
Well, as you said, she was waiting, and then finally when there was room, there was nothing there. She is empty, and they're running away from her. But there you have Buzzards Bay. He was tough. He hung tough all the way in a big race from General John B. and Wilco just trying his heart out. And he certainly gave us that forward move, that progression that we want to see. So I'd say we see 2, maybe 3 of these horses going on to Kentucky.
And Buzzards Bay at 30-1 wins the Santa Anita Derby after 2 dominating performances by favorites in the Wood and the Illinois Derby. A shocker at Santa Anita.